Hello everyone, I am DeXidious and welcome back to Homebody. We are on round 4, I think? 4 or 5. We've figured out how to unlock the house, though that didn't do us a whole lot of good when the rest of reality fell apart. So now we have to try and get to the accumulator, which is locked in the closet somehow. Closet? Attic. Hey, Anne, remember earlier when you asked how I was doing and I said things were good? I do, Gary. Are you feeling okay? I'm shocked you remember it since it happened a death or two ago. I am, and I meant it. Things are good. A little too good. I just can't get this... I have this thought I just can't get out of my head. It's like when things are going conspicuously well for a character on a TV show and you know they're going to die before the end of the episode. Did anything precipitate that feeling? Nope. Totally the opposite. There hasn't been a disaster for a while, so I think I'm due for one. I relate, Gary, but this doesn't sound like you. That's what my mom said. But things change, I guess, right? Does this house give you a Hills Have Eyes / Texas Chainsaw vibe, or is that just me? I mean, it's a little more austere than Texas Chainsaw, but no, it's not just you. There's something unnerving about it. It's nice, but it's like too nice, you know? Been looking around for hidden passageways, or at least a dumbwaiter to hide in. My grandparents' house had a laundry chute. The trees... Does it even have a dumbwaiter? I don't think it does, unless it's in the chimney. My grandparents had a laundry chute. My sister and I used to run up the stairs just tossing shit down for it for novelty's sake. Oh shit, if this house had a laundry chute, I would absolutely be doing the same thing as a grown man. Now we just need our wacky friend who never takes anything seriously to do a freak-out masked killer prank. You know, as a misdirect. You know. Wouldn't that be you? Would that be me? Would that have been Pete? Shit, maybe you're right. That means he could be here, dressed like a scary clown, at absolutely any moment. This house is kinda wild, huh? Oh yeah, isn't the place fucking wild? There are incandescent lights, can you believe that? Hope Pete's okay. Actually, how did you guys even hear from him? Isn't there, like, no signal out here? Oh yeah, last time we had signal was out in this little mountain town not far from here. We stopped in on the way to eat and to sponge up a final few drops of cell reception. Any good food in town? Not really. There's a Denny's, where we didn't eat, and a place called Blister's Burgers, where we absolutely did. Is that somebody's name? It is. The owner was Arthur Blisters. Reminded me of the place back in town with the giant hot dog outside. I loved that hot dog. Me too. No word from Pete, though. Wait, why are we talking about this? Emily, are you really that anxious about this weekend? And you're not? I don't think it's unusual given the circumstances. Guess you don't remember, but I do. Something's coming for us. Yeah, it's kind of silly, I'm just trying to keep the lid on it given the circumstances. I just think there's no benefit to acting on a feeling of unsafety, Emily. I'm sorry. I don't know how to make it stop. You don't have to apologize, Emily. We're here for you. What's happening tonight? Happy killing time for a while. It's a good feeling. Cliff's working on dinner. He says he should be done soon. Emily, go settle in for a few, okay? Okay, I am gonna zoom through this book just in case there's something in it. Oh! I knew it! So this is where the missing page from the study drawer came from. Now, what do these colored bars mean? 1332. Okay, so now we know how to get into the cage. Knew there'd be something from the book. Oh, it's page 110. Ah, I get it. Let's look through Frankenstein. Oh, I could just hold it. The end. Well, there was nothing in Frankenstein. Francine! By the way, I really hope it isn't too stressful for you to be out here in the middle of nowhere. I know how hard it can be for you trapped in places you're not familiar with. I'd rather be in here than outside, at least. Good point. The woods around here are dark. But I guess that's kind of how I always feels being outside. Like when we were trapped at the Block Ridge Mall, remember? Oh, Christ. Yeah, I do. They built the mall parking lot like a big basin without any sewers to drain into. One night worth of bad rain and... yeah, a couple of teenagers get stuck there overnight. Right. Sleepover in a shopping mall isn't quite the fantasy TV would have led me to believe. But back then you were a real post for me to hitch myself to. You being there made that night manageable for me. Yeah, I wish I could count on you to get me through this one. Same. You piecing stuff together about the owner of the house, huh? I forget you didn't get to meet him. His name is Parker Nest. He seemed like a pretty charming person. Maybe a little eccentric, though. He aggressively mentioned the parties he used to have. How some of them ebbed and flowed for weeks at a time. So weird the old man who owns this house is way cooler than we could ever hope to be. Should I be worried about this information? Was he some kind of drug party guy? Why'd he live in the middle of nowhere? From a certain point of view, sure, he clearly wanted to reminisce about his glory days, casually dropping names of dead writers he knew. Kept mentioning Ken's Kessley and electric Kool-Aid acid tests. Seems like they were in the same beatnik milieu? Though I couldn't tell if Nest we saw it as a party or an experiment. Wait, wasn't Nest a writer himself? It seems pretty cool to me. When you meet him, was he wearing a black turtleneck? He was wearing a green cardigan. I understand the joke you're making, but no. How far to the side of his head was his beret? Does he still have the goatee, or did he go full sea captain beard in his old age? Was he openly sexist or more of a passive thing? Let's go sea captain. Clean shaven, actually. I was surprised, too. For all we know, he's an acid casualty who was in the right place at the right time, and I'm not about to go snooping for evidence of the contrary. Aw, you used to love snooping. I also used to love mixing everybody's pop together at Burger King. That doesn't mean I should keep doing it. I no longer feel the need to rummage through an old man's personal things. But if you're more comfortable digging, knock yourself out. Read something interesting about the homeowner. Oh yeah? What'd you find? Plans for some kind of project, instructions for a high-tech security system, a newspaper article about Nest and his group. Plans for the project. Like he was building a machine. Like, materials were like copper wiring, glass porthole, tungsten lining. I'm sorry, what? Tungsten lining? What were they building, a particle accelerator? Right? It sounds like some kind of experimental torture device. Found something else about Parker Nest. Really? What'd you find? Instructions for the high-tech security system. But after living in this house in the middle of nowhere for such a long time, who could he have been trying to keep out? Or in. The note mentions something about a cage in the cellar. Can't tell if it's some kind of special creepy paranoia or just normal old guy paranoia. A newspaper article about Nest and his group. And a picture of him in a struggling small business. Oh yeah, I read that one. He must have been pretty charismatic back then. Guess he still is now. There's just something about a man with followers that doesn't sit right to me. Could just be innocent 60s nerd doing their thing. I know, it's like the start of a story that ends in a mass suicide. Since I've never heard of him before, I guess everything went okay. Yeah. The mass suicide. It's pretty culty. I don't think many influential counterculture icons look good with the benefit of hindsight, but Nest seemed like a kind person. I'm choosing to take comfort in that right now. Anyway, it felt like Nest wasn't actually the star of that particular show. It seemed like his partner Clara was the actual mastermind. How come you're spending all your time in the study, Francine? We're on a weekend trip with a group of friends. We don't really see that often. Everybody's downstairs enjoying an evening together, and you're alone, reading this guy's book collection. What's got you so interested in him? In Nest? I don't know, he just seems like he lived a fascinating life. Can't claim to have any particular interest in the culture he was a part of, but there's something appealing about a primary source. We've got access to everything there is to know about him. The answers are all here. It's been good seeing the other kids, but we all have plenty more time together. I'm not going to be able to sit here reading these books forever. Okay, more about Nest. Jeez. I mean, the writing about the get-together him and his group had. From what it sounds like, that's a happening. A thing where a bunch of literists would gather and do drugs and perform. I don't really know all the ins and outs, but that's the impression that I get. Sounds like people would get up and present some pretty interesting art sometimes. But that's secondary. Pretty sure the drugs were the main attraction. Yeah, a lot of drinking and drugs in there for sure. And near the end, Ness says he took some woman up to the attic to show them his accumulator. Unless that's a double entendre, I'm guessing it's some sort of machine. Nothing good comes from an inclusive old man building something in his attic. I mean, anything's possible. It could be both. I suddenly feel less safe being here. Yeah, it's something building in the attic. Unless it's like a model train. Even then, it's debatable. And hold on. Was that story here in this house? I think so. What other house would it be in? So, does that mean the accumulator is here in the house? With us? Oh wait, the plans must be for the accumulator. Gosh, what have we stumbled into? Was there straight-up mad science happening in this house? Nest was an artist, right? Maybe it was for an installation or something? They used the accumulator as part of their, like, drug-crying orgies, right? Straight-up mad science. Seems someone at least tried to do mad science in this house. I thought Nest was eats 3 almonds a day and so he'll live forever unusual. Not this. This is something else. What else? We've got a lightning... Oh, that's why. I don't know how that just clicked in. The accumulator keeps working because the lightning strikes the house, which charges it up. Ah. Designs for a lightning rod. This house is in the middle of nowhere, and lots of houses have lightning rods. Yeah, but I mean, it sounded like Nest wanted to send the power somewhere, to use it for something. Guess that does paint a stranger picture, yes. Picture of a Tesla coil crackling with energy. You asked me why I was so interested in Nest? How about you, Emily? Why are you doing so much digging? I feel like we're living in this guy's history. Not to be mean, but it seems like there's some lessons to be learned here. I think it might be his fault we're trapped in this endless cycle of death. Well, that one won't go through, so... living is history. Can't help but be curious about him. That's a very sweet justification for this invasion of privacy. But Emily, you just got here. You haven't even unpacked your bag. Yeah. I should go unpack the stuff that I packed. That totally isn't apparently empty now. Jeez. I learned a lot about this guy. Artist statement about hydraulic pumps in the house. Like the one in the bathroom? Yeah, I think so. Turns out they're actually filled with blood? What? Like gallons of it? I guess not, but like a little bit of blood? So the people that lived in this house just wanted to put their signature on it? Seems that way. I think it's some kind of metaphor. Anyway, it kind of paints some of the other mad scientist stuff we've seen in a different light. Still weird, though. At this point, I won't be surprised if you told me Nest was up to something in this house. I mean, creepy piece of writing about transformation. I saw that one. I think Nest left it out on hopes we'd read it. Kind of insidious, isn't it? Talking about shedding the husk you're trapped in and becoming something new or whatever. Wasn't that in the basement? How did you read it? It's pretty culty, yeah. And it mentioned the transformation coming from lightning. Does this have something to do with the lightning rod? Yeesh. Yeah? Nest's daily schedule. It was broken down hour by hour, or sometimes even minute by minute. Pretty obsessive. A lot of confusing stuff about meditation, ideation, and dream realities. Do you think it's more sinister or pretentious? It can be both. How's the trip? It's been good, a few wrinkles. Everybody's still basically themselves after all this time. Cliff's been a bit of a prick, but what else is new? And Gary and Megan have really been getting along, though Megan has been mostly parked in front of that video game. Feel like Cliff's gotten better over the years. Megan's self-isolating. Is she okay? Yeah. No, it's nothing serious. It's clearly exactly what she wants to do, even though she's been spending a lot of the trip staring at that screen. Admittedly, it's a pretty cool old screen. Sure, I mean, her curiosity is always infectious, even if she has a narrow focus. By the way, I really hope it isn't too stressful for you to be out here in the middle of nowhere. I know how it can be for you to be trapped in places you're not familiar with. Okay, yeah, we read all this. I don't want to keep watching you die. Same. Oh. Do you know anything about the Clara Nest is involved with? Was involved with. At least that's what I think, based on the way he talks about her. He talked about her? When? When was he when he was showing you the house? Yes, he said he couldn't stop bringing her up, like everything about the house reminded him of her. Were they together? Decidedly not. Her name's Clara Jones, and he said she had an engineering degree, that they met at the art community in the late 60s. They had kind of an art collective living here with them in the 70s and 80s, very bohemian. They're not working together anymore. Nah, he talked in past tense, like a lot of long, wistful looks. It was in their youth, he said. She dabbled in exploratory art installations, and he used his relationship with her to toy with what he called experimental areas in the realm of physics. Which means that they're at the same parties. And on the same drugs, yes. But I think it went far deeper than that. They worked together for years, and Clara helped Ness set up the electrical systems and security in the house. Apparently the whole art collective thing disintegrated a long time ago, before Nest became a recluse. How did Nest ever afford this house? My guess? Trust fund. He kinda had to be the old money type to get into the sorts of schools Clara and Nest went to back in the day. In any case, Nest wasn't too eager to get into specifics. I want out of this place. I don't think I find architecture particularly frightening. Hope Pete's okay. I don't know, I miss him. I'm sure he'll be fine. Why don't you go catch up with the others? Okay, so we're done talking with her. And I'm gonna zoom through 1,600 pages of Dracula. The end. Okay, nothing in Dracula either. And nothing over here. Anything outside? Oh. Is that supposed to be Pete? Oh, come on! Nothing in that one either. I wonder if I turn all the lights off, does that stop the power from going out? Check machine. Oh, I know how to do this now. Well, that's not how that works. Oh! The computer's been smashed, seeming deliberately. How could this have happened? Especially seeing, you know, we're in a loop. Pamphlet? The Safe Kid's Guide to Logging Online. Always ask parents' permission before surfing the web. Don't give anyone your personal information. If you see something that makes you feel funny, tell a trusted adult right away. Never agree to meet someone you met on the internet in real life, ever. Very bad things can happen to you. Ask yourself, can you really ever know a person? Would you even want to? If you wouldn't say it in front of Grandma, don't say it online. Don't open emails or instant messages from strangers. They could have viruses, bad pictures, or could just be trying to play a mean trick on you. Don't risk it. Anything from Megan? Heard a loud noise just now. Did you do something in the bathroom? The pump in the bathroom broke. It's bad. No. Oh? Okay, weird. You said the homeowner was weird about silverware? He's weird about everything. He left a huge binder of instructions on how to lock doors and organize closets. Rules are made to be broken! Well, the cool rules are made to be broken. There's no joy in putting an egg spoon in the wrong place. Guess the place was just this whole world for too long. Oh, and also, we just found out Mr. Ness was really specific. He didn't want any knives in the house. Knives? Like he doesn't want us to defend ourselves? Like for insurance reasons? Knives? Why? No idea. Cliff's in the kitchen cutting up an eggplant with a knife from McDonald's breakfast. I'll talk to you later. Well, not that there'll be much of a later. Open the door, dang it. What's in the rules? Apparently it... Wait. Old PC in the master bedroom. Apparently it's got an exotech set to launch Minesweeper as a demo mode. We're welcome to try as a curiosity. However, after use, we're asked to spray this compressed air between the keys to ensure their longevity. However, we're supposed to pack our own compressed air. Fun fact, the spacesuits NASA use cost $12 million. How is that a fun fact? That's so much money. Well, spacesuits are like a person-sized spaceship, so it makes sense they cost so much. Makes sense. Aren't people, like, starving here on Earth, I mean? Cliff, I saw you put an entire T-bone steak under the chocolate fountain at Golden Corral, just because you could. You said you wanted to see how it tasted, but you never took a bite. You're the one who always wants to go to the Golden Corral. Have you seen the power box in the living room? Do you know what's up with it? Yeah, that weird wall enclosure. A box like that controls electrical distribution. Usually it'd be done with simple switches, but in this setup, some of the wiring distribution is offloaded to components inside the enclosure, which lets you choose where to send the juice. Looks like the power flows up from the positive-negative terminals in the bottom, either of the positive and negative parts on the right or left. You need to line up the connections on the tiles to form a continuous pass from the... Okay, yeah, we figured that. You can only solve one side at a time. Oh, one side probably goes to the front door, the other side goes to the attic. Just connect minus to minus, plus to plus. As long as plus and minus don't directly connect to each other, you're good. That thing is so weird. It looks like a toy from the Smart Kids store. Yeah. Looks old and handmade and ridiculous. Do you think the homeowner made it? I've noticed a few other gizmos around the house. That's my guess too, but I don't know why. If he didn't make it himself, he at least paid someone else to do it. Question is, why? So is everybody just ignoring the escape room puzzle in the living room? Maybe they don't know how abnormal it is? Whoever built that thing was trying to keep somebody out of something else. If somebody's that worried, they probably shouldn't be renting out their house to strangers. And we should be sleeping outside. Also, FYI, if that thing isn't going to work at all... Oh, that thing isn't going to work at all if it doesn't have power. That would probably be controlled by the main circuit breaker. It has a cover on it. How could you remember seeing it? Oh. So this is all a guess? I don't know. I feel like I've seen one like it before somehow. Like a weird kind of deja vu feeling. Ooh, inspect the parm. Eggplant parm in progress. When does the power... The hell was that? I don't have any 4-number combinations. Oh, that was... is that at 15 or is that at 30? 14, 15. Check the machine and play a little Minesweeper. Turn the power on. What was this? It was 1, 3... No going outside. 1, 3, 3, 2. Oh God. There we go. We got Radon, the silent killer. Silent no longer, odorless colors, deadly. May have infiltrated your home already. The most dangerous thing you can see, hear, taste, or smell. Oh, you can't. Did you know thousands die from radon? #1 cause of... Do quit smoking. Don't wait. Radon may be already in your home. Do test your home. Don't let... Okay, so this is all just literally radon stuff. Tungsten. Brand radon test kits. An invoice for the delivery of 2 industrial-grade Galneron generators to the house. Attached is a handwritten note. Parker, I thought your accumulator was an acoustic device. Why are we suddenly looking to generate more power than we could use in a year? Clara. No, not that note. The schematic. Some kind of electronics diagram attached to a small note with a 3-digit number. 278. This must be the combination to get into the cellar. Now I'll be able to get down here before the power goes out. Yes. Let's see if this one also works. Ah. Nothing I can do there. Well, let's open the front door and see if we can get anybody out of the house before dude wakes up. I can't do anything with this. No way I'm unlocking this again. Nest accumulator is the only way out now. Okay, so no unlocking the front door. Got it. And someone just died. I'm guessing I just unlocked the accumulator. And friend 2 just died. There. Now we know. We've entered the code. While he kills them. Wow, he got both of them real quick. Wow, why is that door... Oh. Oh, I get it. I don't know how to get it. Just come get me. Long face. Oh, we on a drive. Cliff. So at this point, I look at Gary and say, that makes 2 of us. And Gary clearly wants to back down, but I don't want to back down. We stared at that guy until we backed off. You intimidated him? Nah, he never wanted to fight. Turns out he was joking. Huh. So that happened at the roadhouse? Huh? Yep. Huh. I haven't been to the roadhouse since we were all there together the first time we watched the Presaids. That must have been, what, like 3 years ago? Yep. Glad you had occasion to grace us with your presence again. Well, my grandma died very conveniently. You wouldn't have come otherwise? And I thought Pete was the flaky one. Been really anxious about coming back here. If my grandma were still alive, I probably wouldn't come. I've been really anxious, yeah. I've been busy. Oh? So relax, we're supposed to be having fun here. We'll drink out of dirty glasses and watch some falling space garbage. It'll be great. But this isn't the bar just outside of town. Where are we going? We're going to the site where I've been working. Why? Why are you telling me this now? We're gonna get to the bar way after everybody else. I told the others a later start time. Wanted to make sure I didn't have to pick up my last check alone. Your last check? Last time we talked, you seemed crazy about that job. Last time we talked was like 14 months ago. Oh. My mom owed me some money. It's fine. Pfft, okay. Wait, did we just pass the Riverside exit? Isn't that where you said the site was? Do you know what day it is, Emily? August 13th? Friday, August 13th. So what? You're superstitious now? Wait. Are you afraid to go back there? Is that why you quit? Nobody sticks around those types of jobs long. You either work a decade, tear your body up, or you quit before you're in too deep. Uh-huh. Buddy of mine, Martin, kind of an older guy, wife and 2 kids. He's spotting another guy, Brian, as he's bringing in a dump truck full of gravel laying a foundation. Truck hits a bundle of rebar, the scaffold collapses, Martin falls into the pit, the truck tips behind him, just enough to dump all the gravel on top of him. He's chest deep in gravel now, but his arms are free. He's responsive, feeling okay. Miracle. But it turns out, that's 18 tons of gravel in there with him, right? All that weight, it's pushed all the oxygen in his blood up into his brain, and below the waist, he's crushed. He's just one big bruise. When they pull him out of there, all that blood's gotta go racing to his legs. He's gonna go into shock, and his brain's gonna die. So this is it. They bring in his family, explain the situation. They hug him, say goodbye, and then they winch him out, and he's gone. Christ, that's awful, Cliff. They really pulled him out like that? You don't believe me? No, I believe you. It's just... It happened. It happened to somebody I know, Emily. And it's gonna happen to me. Either I live hard and die young like Martin, or I become a lumpy old asshole like my dad. Eyes on the road! Jeez. We don't deserve this. I've seen you die so many times. I'm not gonna let that happen to you. We're gonna get out of here. Sorry, Cliff. Don't mention it. I'm sorry, too. Wait, where are we? How long have we been driving for? Oh god, the sun's coming for us. And the day starts anew. Attic door lights. Well, we know what the way to get into it is. The question is how... What's the combination? Alright, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.